So when your mom was making dinner, was there like go-tos that she would like have on repeat?
No, it was pretty much just like, what are y'all feeling for dinner? And me and my sister would decide, and that's what she would end up making.
Okay, wait, you and your sister couldn't just decide who's older.
My sister was older,
Okay, so
she always, majority, had the say. Or she was like, well, if you don't, I'm gonna tell mama you did this early in the week, I'm gonna tell mama you did that. So she always got her way. But now, I'm big little brother, so she answers to me.
Oh, does she now? Because I have a little brother that is also bigger than me, and I think I still have the upper hand.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I stopped playing him one-on-one in basketball when I knew that he had a potential for beating me. So guess who still holds the all-time record at home?
You.
I do. Yeah. No, I don't mess around. Did you have any doubt, like how your personality would fit in with everybody else?
No, I felt like from the first day, like we all came in as a class. Everybody was pretty, pretty cordial with each other. I mean, obviously you have those fears and like everybody's moved across the world or moved away from their family and don't know. So I feel like that also kind of helps because you gravitate towards one another because, I mean, you feel like this is all we have. We're all in this together.
Yep.
We're all going to meet the vets a few weeks from now. We're all the rookies and it's kind of like we're all walking to this new environment together. So we kind of have to like stick together.
How much does it help? Because I've seen small classes that are rookies and big classes. How much does it help? That you were in a pretty big rookie class.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good, and also like having guys from different backgrounds, different places, different positions, and then watching those guys in college, you'd be like, dang, that guy's pretty good, and then being able to play with him and see, the things that he possesses, and his family and how he views life, and then how you view life, and just really trying to make it all come together. I think it's pretty cool.
I often tell people that I think a locker room is the most diverse environment that you could imagine.
By far.
And it's kind of cool because you are forced to communicate in a different way and you're forced to have empathy in a different way and just yeah.
It's different for sure. I think just, like I said, being from all across the world, number one, is huge. And then you bring in the family aspect. Like you don't know how people grow up.
Yep.
So you kind of have to like adjust to that and how to relate or control someone in a certain situation. Like I may be able to yell at you, but I may not be able to yell at the other person just depending on, how we grew up and how we went through things in life together. So it has its pros and its cons, but when you really figure it out and bring it all together, it's really, really a special thing.
So when did you feel like you were totally going to fit in?
I really wouldn't say really up until like late in the year. I mean, I really feel like, it was a lot the rookie year, learning the defense, learning NFL football, coming from college, moving across the world, having to take care of yourself. And don't get me wrong, I took care of myself in college, but you have more hands-on support in college. It's like you're really a full adult. You have to pay a lot more bills. It's just,
that really does suck. You get no vacation days and you got to pay a lot of bills. No summer vacation, excuse me. Vacation days, no summer vacation, lots of bills.
But it's just like when everything compiles and really packs into one another, you kind of, it's kind of an aspect of like, you really don't know where to go. And then you're still trying to figure out this new job. And then you're still trying to move. You're trying to go buy furniture, but you got practice the next morning. Like, it's a lot, and it goes together, and it's really like late in the year where you really settle down, you figure out, okay, where I fit in this defense, who am I, how can I help this team? And, you kind of figure that out, and coaches tell you early on, but it takes a lot to really figure that out yourself as a player and really be confident in who you are.
I think that it's an important message for anybody who is in a new position, a new school, a new role, like a new place. Yeah, it takes a while. How did you decide what college you were going to go to? Also, that's a real happy can opener. I'm really sorry. But I think you're strong enough to.
I think I got it, Jen. The biggest thing for me was, so at the time, Rodney Garner was my recruit at Auburn. He was also the D-line coach. And, recruiting, everybody tells you how good you are and, how they feel like you belong at their school. And, well, my senior year, I kind of wasn't, halfway through my senior year, let me say, I kind of wasn't playing up to par. Just kind of trying to get through the season so I wouldn't get hurt.
I can do this. I told you it's a real crappy can opener. I'm real sorry.
And I went up to Auburn. I called Rodney Garner. I was like, Coach, I'm coming up, and he was.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
It does. He was like, okay, yeah, sure, come on up. We'll love to have you. Get to Auburn, me and my family, and he takes me in his office. Oh, sorry, Jen.
That's all right. I think we can get it from there.
You think so? Pull it back?
I think so. Either
Don't
that
cut
or
yourself.
just no. Nope. Okay. I thought this was
got a
gonna
knife?
be a pro move.
You got
I
a
do.
knife?
I got lots of things. They're all hidden from the TV cameras at the moment. So let's just.
Yeah, there you go. Oh.
Okay. Guys, this is the least coordinated I've ever been on the show, but I just saved D. Hall from trashing his outfits. So I can just get mine. Okay. All right. You want to pick up that conversation and we'll just pretend like none of that ever happened. just like none of that ever happened.
Jen got tomato all over herself. Yeah, so I go for a visit and I'm talking to Coach G and he's like, yeah, you know, I want you to watch this though. So he pulls up my tape for like my last 4 or 5 games and he's playing it and he just goes left. You suck, you trash, you blank this, you blank that. And if anybody knows Rodney Garner, who's at Tennessee now, he's a really, really great coach, but he teaches really, really tough love. Like, he'll talk to you in a certain way, but you know he really cares about you. So, you this, you that, you know, you this, you know, your mama sitting right here, I don't give a what she had to say, blankety blank, blank. It went off. And a lot of kids in that, you know, in that position would be like, hey man, like, I'm not, okay, like I'm crossing you off my school list. Because you go about this and you tell me this and that and everybody else tell me how good I am. Well, me on the flip side, I'm like, I left. I'm like, dang, like, he's right. He's not lying. And it showed that he's really invested in me and I haven't even committed to his school. I haven't signed anywhere, like no commitment, nothing. And he just being real and telling me how it is. Next week, go out, have a great game, like 2 sacks, go crazy, a couple touchdowns on the offensive side of the ball. And he calls me like, yeah, you know, that's what I like. You still want to come to Auburn?
On the offensive side of the ball.
That was really my decision. My mom's big on education, so that played a lot into my schools as well. But that was really the ultimate decision of him stepping out on a limb, not knowing whether he's gonna win me or lose me, and taking that chance, and it paid off. And he really, really made me into who I am now as a football player in a lot of ways.
Were you underperforming because you weren't trying hard? Or was there something else that was getting in the way? Like when you went back and looked at that and you were like, yeah, I wasn't up to my potential.
I think I was just playing not to get hurt. Like I just want to get to college. Like and it's a sense of like where they say now, be where your feet are. And ever since that day, I've really lived by that. I'm looking forward and trying to get to college and, you know, really move on into the next aspect of my life and not really being where my feet were and costing me and my team. And not in the sense that we were losing, we were winning games, but I wasn't playing to the level that I should be. So that was a really, really big thing.
That's a cool lesson to learn early. Like that's really cool.
I don't do leftover, I don't do microwaves. I just feel like the rays and stuff like that causes.
Okay, but okay, besides that point, I'm actually back to meal planning right now. Because me, as somebody who gets home from practice, having not actually practiced for the day, like you're practicing, I'm at your practice, I go home, right here. Sometimes I just want something that's already made, that I've made. How do you come up with new meals every single day?
A lot of that, like I told you, my grandpa's here. So a lot of the times he does cook. Before I get off, I'll come home to a hot meal or something like that. But if not, I'll just.
Does your grandpa want to come over and cook for me every once in a while?
I'm sure he wouldn't mind. he really enjoys it. Like, or if I come home and there's nothing ready, he's like, son, what you want for dinner? And we'll either go to the store and grab it, or we'll order something. But it's not like no McDonald's or Wendy's or something like that. It's like legit like
Wendy's or Frosty every once in a while.
Wendy's Frosties are good. I will say that.
With,
I'm not going to downplay like I eat clean. I eat Wingstop. I do. I don't eat clean all the time, but I just love a fresh like meal that's ready. Me and my girlfriend went down to Key West and somebody asked for a picture. We had these nice, like really like grilled hot dogs, and they were like huge, and I had half of them in my mouth and was like taking a picture. But I mean, It's just, it depends on how you look at it, because a lot of people are like, you know, it's annoying, it's this and that, but it's also the blessing that, you know, that you were given. They say where much is given, much is required. So, and you don't know how that person's feeling that day. You don't know what that person went through that day. For them to see you and be able to say hello and take a picture may change their whole life around. Like, you never know what someone's gonna do. So it's just being able to look at it in that aspect and not think of it as so much annoying.
Do people ever call you the wrong name?
Yes, I've been called DK so many times.
I'm so sorry.
Many times.
I'm so sorry to laugh so hard at that. We're talking about your teammate DK Metcalf, right?
Yes, and it's not so much in public. People like call me who I'm in public, but like at games, you sign autographs and all that fucking like, DK, and I'm like,
okay.
Not DK.
I'm just okay. I don't know how to approach the next part of this conversation. You don't look like DK.
Not at all.
Do you show them your abs and be like, this is not like, I don't, do you say I'm not running around in a half shirt? You do wear the short shorts, and I really need to know
That's my thing. That's my thing. I've been doing that since my first year in college, and it was just, I don't know, I just was putting shorts on one day, and it just looked, I'm like, dang, it looks pretty cool. Like, why not? Let me let my breaks, I'm sorry. let me let my legs breathe a little more. So it was pretty cool, and I just stuck it around with it, and that's just how I dress when it's hot, fall camp, anything like that, short shorts.
Okay. Have you gotten anybody on board the trend of short shorts?
Everybody says no with the facility, but I really feel like slowly but surely you're starting to see more people with the short shorts. So we'll see what next training camps look like.
Okay. When people call you DK, how do you tell them kindly you are not DK?
A lot of times I honestly just don't respond.
So.
But it's like.
Okay. So when you sign your name Derick Hall, you just let people figure out on their own.
Yeah.
That you're not DK.
Yeah, it's either I'm not DK, and it's 9 times 10, it's not the person who I'm signing for. It's always a couple people down or something like that. And then somebody, oh, that's not DK, that's Derick Hall. They be like, Derick Hall. So it changes script like immediately. So.
Okay, so I asked this question because I have a colleague and a dear friend. I love her. Her name is Angie Mentink. We do Mariners TV together. And I get mistaken for Angie all the time. Here's the thing, Angie's a blonde. We don't look anything alike. And somehow I always get called Angie. And so I told her one time, I was like, hey, so I just kind of ignore the people that call me Angie. And she goes, great, way to make me look like the jerk. And I was like, oh, shoot, you're right. So now I'm like, hey, real close, I'm Jen. Do you still want an autograph? I don't know.
I mean, that's what I do. I usually pretty much just don't say anything, but I'm sure people who
then
know
you
can decipher the difference
like
between DK and myself. I feel like people who really know the difference. So I mean, I don't make DK look like a jerk. You know DK apart from me. Well, I think I'm pretty fit, but he's on a totally different level. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how to say that any other way. Did you have a backup plan to football?
If it was either football or I just go work. Go to college, get my degree, and go work.
Well, what were you going to work in?
Supply chain management.
Why supply chain? That is super specific and also sounds like a logistical nightmare.
It is. It's very much so logistic.
Why in the world would you want to do that?
So the way I got into supply chain, I was an engineering student. I had all my prereqs. I needed fundamentals of computing 3, so I was doing like computer science engineering. And I took the class twice, could not pass. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with it, like whatever. I took every single prereq up until then, could not pass. All right, I'm leaving. I was like, what's the next best thing? And they was like, supply chain. I was like, what is it? They was like, business. I was like, business doesn't sound very educated. And they was like, cause you know most football, I'm not gonna say business doesn't sound, let me not say that, but most football players who take business does like, you know, like business relations or something like that. Something really, really simple. So I want to make my degree worthwhile. And she was like, it's the hardest major in business. Like, it's pretty much very close to engineering. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'm sure. Just put me in it. I get in it, and it very much was just as hard as engineering. And logistics is pretty tough. I mean, you got like LPLs, which is just like the big 18-wheelers, and you got LTLs, like less than truckloads. So just where you get like more so the box truck. Then you got 3PL, third-party shipments. It's a lot that really goes into it, just how everything gets around the world and how you get the clothes that's on your back, how we got the food we're cooking today from the store. It's a lot. I mean, logistics is really, really hectic.
I took math for liberal arts majors. I'm not saying I can't run my own business, but I'm probably not doing supply chain management.
You can. It's not that hard.
Oh, I do. Yeah. I don't do supply chain management.
You run the show.
I can do a lot of things. You know what I can't do? I can't pass an accounting class in college. I sure as heck can't do computer science.
Computer science. It wasn't that it was hard. I just could not get the last coding class. It was like legit coding. Like coding.
This is not helping
Making websites. Java. You ever heard of Java?
I've heard of it. I don't want to work in it.
We use Java. Like we
I don't want to work in
everything.
it.
And then logistics, I thought Excel was easy to use. Well, here comes Excel.
Wait, time out. Who thinks Excel is easy to use?
I just thought Excel was easy to use. When you see an Excel spreadsheet?
I hate spreadsheets. That's what I hate. I don't need any spreadsheets in my life, except that apparently I do. But
exactly.
I hate a spreadsheet.
Spreadsheets, I mean, when you see it, 9 times out of 10, somebody's always typing in something simple. Well, now you're getting into the formulas, and then you got to do equals, whatever you want to put, plus, whatever you want to put. And
are you available for a side hustle? Because boy, do I have some spreadsheets you can create for me.
Spreadsheets, I've got it down now, but it was always pretty tough. And I mean, you can sit there and take the time to enter it all in, but the point of the equation is once you put your first one, you drag it down, and there's all your information. So it's not like you're having to sit there, type, go to the next box, type. Everything just flows, and it shows you the output on what you're looking for.
I really wish I could follow the conversation. Instead, I'm just stuck on spreadsheets in Excel. Can we get back to something that I am comfortable with talking about?
Which is?
Food? Football?
Food and football. Let's do it.
I Cook, You Measure is presented by Safeway, who welcomes everyone at the table through the Nourishing Neighbors program. You can donate in stores or by visiting nourishingneighbors.com.